The Grand Egyptian Museum has finally opened its doors to the public, drawing massive crowds of Egyptians and foreigners eager to explore its new galleries, including the halls of Tutankhamun and King Khufu's solar boats. For the first time, all 5,537 treasures of the Golden Pharaoh are displayed together across 7,500 square meters, enhanced by immersive multimedia and meticulous restoration. The Khufu Boats Museum presents both royal vessels side by side, a world first, offering visitors an unparalleled view of ancient craftsmanship and an interactive experience watching live restoration of the second boat, symbolizing Egypt's mastery in preservation, heritage, innovation, and storytelling. The Egyptian State Information Service, the SIS, has reported that hundreds of millions of viewers across 5 continents followed the grand opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum led by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Delegations from around 80 countries attended, while thousands of TV channels and digital platforms broadcast the event live. SIS noted that over 705 major international media outlets covered the opening, 98% positively highlighting Egypt's rich cultural heritage, modern infrastructure and national stability. President Sisi's vision, backed by investments since 2014, brought to life the world's largest museum dedicated to a single civilization. North Sinai Governor Khalid Megawer has affirmed Egypt's ongoing efforts to provide full medical care for the injured from Gaza and to facilitate the steady flow of humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip. Megawer emphasized Egypt's vital role in coordinating with all relevant parties to ensure the continued delivery of relief supplies, reflecting the country's steadfast humanitarian commitment towards the Palestinian people. The German ambassador to Egypt has visited North Sinai, focusing on the Egyptian Red Crescent's logistic hub in Al Arish, which coordinates aid deliveries to Gaza. He praised Egypt's pivotal humanitarian role and the Red Crescent's tireless efforts in sustaining Gaza's lifeline of relief. During his visit, he inspected Al Arish General Hospital to check on injured Palestinians receiving treatment there, and reviewed logistical operations ensuring the flow of vital supplies through the crossings. Politically, the ambassador praised Egypt's mediation to uphold the Gaza ceasefire and affirmed Germany's readiness to support the upcoming reconstruction conference hosted by Cairo. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has discussed regional developments, particularly the Palestinian cause, with UK National Security Advisor Jonathan Powell. Abdulati stressed the importance of fully implementing the Gaza ceasefire, advancing early recovery and reconstruction, and ensuring sustained humanitarian access. He outlined Egypt's preparations for the International Conference on Gaza reconstruction this month and called for active UK participation. Both sides reaffirmed the commitment to strengthening bilateral economic trade and investment cooperation. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has met Italian Special Envoy for Gaza Reconstruction Bruno Arcei to discuss developments in Gaza and efforts to consolidate the ceasefire and humanitarian relief. Abdulati reviewed outcomes of the Sharm el-Sheikh Peace Summit and preparations for Egypt's upcoming International Conference on Gaza Reconstruction, emphasizing the need for lasting stability and global support. The Italian envoy praised Egypt's pivotal mediation role and reaffirmed Italy's commitment to supporting Gaza's reconstruction and regional peace efforts. And Egypt has dispatched its 65th aid convoy under the Zaid al-Izza Provision of Honor from Egypt to Gaza initiative from Rafah to Gaza via Kirm Abu Salim border crossing. The convoy carries around 8,000 tons of urgent humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. The convoy includes over 4,600 tons of food supplies and flour, 2,000 tons of medical and relief materials, and 1,200 tons of fuel as part of Egypt's ongoing efforts to support Gaza's civilians. Since its launch on July 27th, the Egyptian initiative has delivered over 500,000 tons of food, medical and fuel supplies, coordinated through 35,000 Red Crescent volunteers stationed at logistic centers and the Egyptian side of the Rafah border crossing, which has remained opened throughout the crisis. Qatar's Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani has called on the international community to increase aid to Palestinians, emphasizing the need for reconstruction and basic humanitarian support. Speaking at the Second World Summit for Social Development in Doha, he stressed that social development is impossible without peace and stability, and urged renewed international efforts to help Palestinians recover from the effects of Israeli occupation and what he described as an apartheid system. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged all parties to fully uphold the Gaza ceasefire, emphasizing the importance of ensuring its durability. Speaking at the World Summit for Social Development in Doha, he reaffirmed that there is no alternative to the two-state solution as the only path to lasting peace and stability, underscoring the need to link Gaza and the West Bank in any future settlement. Guterres also praised Egypt's initiative to host the upcoming Gaza Reconstruction Conference. The three-day summit in Doha, attended by over 8,000 global participants, marks the first UN General Assembly meeting ever held outside New York or Geneva. Axios has reported that US has sent a draft resolution to UN Security Council members seeking approval for a 2-year international force in Gaza. The force would secure Gaza's borders with Israel and Egypt, protect civilians and humanitarian corridors, train a Palestinian police force, and oversee demilitarization, including dismantling weapons and military infrastructure of non-state armed groups. A US official emphasized that it would be an enforcement force, not a peacekeeping mission, with the goal of deploying troops by January following UN approval. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees has said nearly 75,000 Palestinians displaced by ongoing conflict are taking refuge in UNRWA-run buildings. UNRWA warned that many of these structures are damaged and overcrowded. The agency highlighted the impact on women and girls, noting that limited access to health care and hygiene supplies force many to cope without dignity, safety, or basic hygiene. Displaced Palestinians spend hours each day baking bread in a clay oven as cooking gas remains scarce across the Gaza Strip. The truce has eased fighting and allowed limited aid to enter Gaza, with Israel withdrawing troops from urban areas, but deliveries remain far below agreed levels. According to Gaza's government media office, only 3,203 trucks entered between October 10th and 31st, just 24% of the expected amount. Israel alleges it continues to allow hundreds of aid trucks daily. Palestinian mental health specialists have said residents in Gaza are experiencing a volcano of psychological trauma after 2 years of repeated Israeli bombardments and military operations. Since the October 10th ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, the Gaza City Mental Health Hospital has seen a sharp rise in patients, with around 100 people seeking care daily. Abdullah Al-Gamal, head of the hospital team, said the increase reflects a breakdown of previous stigma around visiting psychologists. Israeli politician Peninnah Tamano-Shata has accused far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir of verbally abusing and threatening her in parliament. Tamano-Shata, the first Ethiopia-born woman to serve in Israel's cabinet, said Ben-Gvir approached her after she criticized police treatment of Ethiopian Jewish community members and pressing close to her face despite her request to step back. The incident, which Tamano-Shata said was witnessed by others, was not caught on camera. Israel's Ethiopian community has long accused authorities of discrimination and excessive force.